Hi there, we're glad you joined us for another engaging video from the Final Takeaway. Yesterday, Guyana's presidential candidate Azruddin Mohamed was the target of a tweet by the U.S. Congressman Carlos Gimenez, which was posted on the social media platform X. To be more specific, the Republican congressman called Mohamed a pro-Maduro puppet. Well, that's sort of left field, isn't it? Why would this U.S. government official tweet that? Why would he tweet that? Does he know something we don't know? And if so, what is it? We would like to know. Wait until you hear what's behind the congressman's involvement in the affairs of Mohamed's presidential run. We've got the scoop for our viewers who are dying to know. And remember, we want to hear from you in the comments section below. And if you must know, Mohamed clapped back. We'll tell you what he said. You'll also see the statement the congressman posted on X. We're also going to reveal the alleged link between the congressman and the Guyana government. And last but not least, we're going to take a glance at the potential effects the U.S. sanctions could have on Mohamed's run for presidency. First, let's read the tweet posted yesterday to help you get some more context. Quote, "In the U.S. Congress, we are alarmed by the regime in Venezuela's attempt to undermine Guyana through its pro-Maduro puppet candidate Azruddin Mohamed, who is sanctioned by OFAC. The Western Hemisphere must remain a stronghold of freedom, not a breeding ground for communist dictatorships." End quote. Now let's focus on where he says the U.S. Congress is, quote, alarmed by the regime in Venezuela's attempt to undermine Guyana by using Mohamed as the link. If you've been following the Guyana-Venezuela border controversy in regard to Essequibo, you may know Venezuela has revived claims of ownership of the oil-rich Essequibo region located in Guyana's territory. Though it may seem far-fetched, the tweet suggests that Azruddin may be somehow running for office to do Maduro's bidding. Apparently, and according to information leaked to the Guyanese press, Congressman Gimenez is allegedly functioning as a henchman for a U.S. lobbying firm called Continental Strategy LLC to target and to tarnish Azruddin Mohamed. So here is the billion-dollar question. Is the Guyana government out for Mohamed? Seems like a no-brainer from all that we've been seeing and hearing, but we're not going to come to conclusions. What we want to say is that here's the kicker. Turns out that this lobbying firm is in the pockets of the Guyana government, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to be specific. Okay, now you're starting to see the picture, aren't you? This intel that came to us was allegedly gathered from the lobbying firm's documents filed with the U.S. Department of Justice. We're told that the Foreign Affairs Ministry of Guyana, through an agreement, is paying or was paying the company a sum of $50,000 a month for federal engagement and advocacy services. The contract started in December of 2024 and was supposed to run for at least 6 months, which would bring us to June 2025. The Guyana Foreign Affairs Ministry, who is the client in the agreement, agrees to provide the lobbying agency with information, but Mohamed's name does not appear on the document. However, we did a little more sniffing around and found out why the U.S. congressman posted the inflammatory tweet about Mohamed. Let's talk about the document. First, we've uncovered a document dated June 23, 2025, alleged to have been sent to the U.S. Congressman's office by John Barsa. Barsa is a partner with the lobbying firm doing work on behalf of the Guyana government. The document in question is titled, as you can see on the screen, Info on Sanctioned Individual, with an attachment of draft tweets. Below that, you'll see it says attachment of draft tweets. It doesn't name the sanctioned individual, but by inference, the person appears to be Azruddin Mohamed, the leader of the We Invest in Nationhood WIN party. In fact, we dug a bit deeper and pulled up the webpage of a link provided in Bursa's alleged email to the congressman. As you can see in this document, there is a link here. I've placed the link below for you to click and check out in your spare time. And guess what? The sanctioned person referred to in the link is either Azruddin Mohamed himself or his father, Nazar Mohamed, who is also sanctioned by the U.S. Department of Treasury, Office of Foreign Assets Control, or OFAC. You can also check out our video on the sanctions against the Mohamed posted in our playlist. But getting back to the tweet. Considering that Congressman Gimenez tweet only named Azruddin, we can say almost with 100% certainty that Azruddin is the target mentioned in the lobbying firm's email. With all that being said, this could be the reason behind the U.S. Congressman's inflammatory post about Mohamed. To sum everything up, it is alleged that the Guyana government agreed to pay the U.S. lobbying firm to provide information on Azruddin Mohamed for use by the U.S. congressman to target him in an effort to undermine his run for president of Guyana. If this is true, why would they do this? It only makes Mohamed look like a huge threat. Political critics consider this as interference in Guyana's politics and the September 2025 elections. What do you think? How about you tell us what you think about this whole shenanigan that's happening right now, involving Azruddin, his campaign, and the ongoing criticisms that he's receiving from the Guyana government. Mohamed, as you would expect, did what he always does. He responded. He hit back. Responding via his Team Mohamed Facebook page, Azruddin wrote, quote, "Yet again, we see the misuse of taxpayers' hard-earned money. People are suffering in this country and the government is spending $300,000 in a 6-month period on a lobbyist firm. Sending tweets through their lobbyist firm to attack one man is downright shameful. Instead, their energies should be redirected to taking Guyanese out of poverty. I must reiterate that the Mohameds were born and bred in Essequibo and will always defend that county without reservation. It's yet to be seen if Congressman Gimenez will be rebuffed for his tweet, which may amount to interference in the political affairs of a sovereign country." And getting back to the sanctions. As you may know, OFAC sanctioned the Mohameds' father and son, their companies, Mohamed's Enterprise, Hadi's World, and their racing business Team Mohamed, along with the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Labor, May Thomas, for their roles in alleged public corruption in Guyana. The Mohameds face sanctions for alleged gold smuggling, bribery, tax evasion, and other criminal activities. According to OFAC, Mohamed's Enterprise smuggled some 10,000 kilograms of gold out of Guyana between 2019 and 2023. Both of the Mohamed's father and son and May Thomas were sanctioned officially in June of 2024. OFAC reported that by engaging in this illegal activity, the Mohameds allegedly avoided paying more than $50 million in duty taxes. The big question surrounding Azruddin's run for presidency is, can he legally do so? Others have asked, how can a U.S.-sanctioned person be president of Guyana without international implications? As far as we know, there is no law in Guyana specifically prohibiting a sanctioned individual from running for the presidency. But if he wins, will the country get blacklisted because of him? That's what Guyanese have to worry about. You see, sanctions can be comprehensive, which means blocking all trade and financial transactions with a country. Or it can be targeted sanction, focusing on specific individuals, entities, or institutions. As with the Mohameds, the U.S. prohibited U.S. companies and individuals from doing business with them. Following the sanctions, the Guyana government requested intel from the U.S. government to conduct its own investigations into the Mohamed's affairs. We later learned that the local law enforcement agencies have enough information to prosecute the businessmen said to be the richest family in Guyana. So far, the Guyana Revenue Authority brought tax fraud charges against Azruddin Mohamed. He's currently on $500,000 bail and awaiting trial. The presidential candidate's name has also recently surfaced, tying him to the 2021 assassination of Ricardo Fagundes, popularly known as Paper Shorts. Remember to share your comments below. You can also email us if you have an idea for a story you'd like us to cover on this channel. As always, we appreciate your support, whether you like, share, or subscribe for more of our content. And hey, don't forget to turn on notifications to know the moment we upload fresh content. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video in our playlist on the screen.